Yeah.
Because it's clickbait, and click it, make it clickbait, response to the response, and it's like, hey, it is what it is.
Right. Finally, we're live after forever. It's been kind of hard to get this going, but yeah. How many more days you get left there, Hav?
I am here till January 1st.
January 1st,
Yeah.
and then it's back to Islam's camp.
No, 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 no. There's Islam Abadov. He's fighting, Bellator. Gaji is fighting. Timur, Tahir is fighting. Umar's fighting. Zubaira's fighting. Islam is fighting. I have 6, 7 of these guys fighting along with a bunch of the other guys. So we got quite a bit coming. You know, a lot of good fights coming up next year at the beginning of the year. To go blank on me?
I'm here.
Oh, why you went blank?
Sorry, I was just moving everything around. I'm back. So,
Oh,
what about Habib's promotion going to Miami? I'm excited about that. I might want to go to that.
yeah, it's EFC's coming, and it's a special type of show, and they're doing it correctly. They're doing a great job, and Rizvan is the one heading the spear of that one, and he's doing an unbelievable job. He's working his butt off to make it a successful show, and stay tuned. It's going to be exciting. January 28th, I believe, or it's 29th.
I think it's the 28th. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd like to, let him know if he needs help. I'll be down there. I can go there with the camera. It's right near my
yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
down
they
to do
got some
that.
good things going there, man. Real good
Oh yeah.
things.
So, are you going to attend that one? Or are you like going over to Bellator that weekend? Or you get so many fighters
No,
that
no,
you need
no,
to
no. I,
lose?
I I don't have anybody fighting in that show. I cannot be there. I have to. My responsibility is to Islam Abadov and Gaji. So I'll be. I think Arizona. I think Bellator's around that time, 29th. My responsibility is there. My responsibility will not be at EFC unless I had fighters fighting on that card. My support is with EFC, but my personal is with my guys.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. So you're gonna have that, then you get to bounce back to Islam's getting ready for Benil Dariush.
Yeah,
I'll say his name right twice. Don't say
no.
it wrong. Don't call him Benil Dariush.
No, yeah, Benil Darush, yeah, he's well, hey, it's not an easy fight. He's a world class guy. He's a world class act, humble guy. He's just great guy all the way around. So yeah, we got to get ready for that. And then Zubaira, he's going to make his next fight coming up, and the new improved Zubaira. Like I told people that they were going to be impressed with his performance on this last one, and I was shocked myself because that wasn't the game plan, but I didn't realize he tore his groin.
Right.
So, the game plan, we worked on the game plan and he wasn't able to execute the game plan. So he went plan, throw out the window. I'm going to fight. I'm going to show you what kind of man I am. I'm a warrior and I'm going to fight. And that's what he did. And he never let us know he was injured. Did not let us know.
Zubaira. Yeah.
No, Zubaira the Warrior, man. It's like a wolf warrior. The guy is incredible heart. And it just took mental training with him, and for me to spend time with him to really tell him, hey, you have a chance to make something in this division. Do you want to be in that situation where you can fight for a title and maybe win a title, or do you want to be with this would have, could have, should have guy? He goes, no, I want to win for a title. Then I go, then straighten up. Train like a
Right.
fighter. Train. You know what it's like. All these guys train like one. I don't see you doing the things that you need to do. I see you doing training, but I don't see you doing the right type of training. And this last fight, man, he did the right type of training, and his performance showed because even though he couldn't do the type of training he was training for, his performance still showed that he was mentally ready. And I believe in Zubaira. I believe Zubaira can win that bantamweight title, a featherweight, not bantamweight. I'm sorry. The what is it? That it's
Lightweight, featherweight,
the featherweight title. He can
featherweight.
win the
Yeah.
featherweight title. I believe in him. I believe he can do it. If we keep getting improvement from him, people believe in it too. Right now, of course not. People are not. Oh, just don't get all cocky, coach. You just won that one fight. Yeah, you're right. We can't get too cocky over that. But I can't get cocky in the way that I'm excited to see how much he's going to improve on his next fight. He's going to improve drastically.
See if you can answer this one in Espanol. It's from Victor Gerardo Gonzalez Medina.
He is saying he thinks that after Islam wins this fight, that he probably should get the title fight, and I agree with him. Yo creo que sí, si ya se gana esta pelea, si va a pelear por tu título. Gracias por tu mensaje.
Yeah,
I think I said
right.
it right. I'm not sure. I think I said it right, though. Thank you, Victor.
Hey, okay, back to language skills. I mean, you're always
How many Russian words do I know? Well,
right.
now in Dubai, I know salam alaikum, wa alaikum salam. I know inshallah. I know the word brother. I know, instead of calling people buddy now, I say brother a lot because it's more endear when you call somebody brother. And I used to say friend and buddy, and now my wife said, "You're so stupid. People don't. Just buddy's such an old stupid name. No one wants to hear called buddy." And I'm like, she made me think that. I'm thinking, man, she's right. Nobody wants to be called buddy. Hey, buddy, like, shut the F up. Don't call me buddy. At least my friend is good, right? But buddy, it's like, come on,
Right,
just,
right.
and so I'm right. So now my word of my chosen words now, because of all the time I spend here in Dubai and how the mutual respect here, when you call someone brother, that really is more of an endearment type and more of a bond. If you don't feel that way about somebody, then don't say nothing. Say hello, but don't call him brother unless you really mean it. And so if I call somebody a brother, that means that there's some care there.
So you got well, you learn once you.
Oh, how many Russian words? Completely lost track.
Yeah, you went up on one. Yeah.
Давай, dinga, давай, machina, corpus, locut, naga, lewe, preve, gordni, machina, yeda, bomba, salat, sukar. I forgot. I probably know some more.
What the Privyet Kaktila, Horasho.
Kaktila, see.
Yeah, right.
Kaktila, yeah. Niet, robote, harosho.
We're sharing about 40 words between you and me because I get my wife training me and then you get the guys training you.
Yeah. Well, you know more than I do.
In the middle.
You know more than I do. Because the guys were telling me that when you were down filming, that they felt stupid because they were talking about you, like, who the hell's this guy here? They didn't know who you were. And then they said that all of a sudden you start speaking to them in Russian, and they were like, Phil, oops. They were like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
They did not expect you to speak Russian. So you threw a loop at them. They were like, what the heck?
That's how it happens sometimes. Well, if you say it, you could say it like, hello, how are you? In perfect dialect, but you could not speak the language. Like I used to say in German when I was a little boy, we'd go to Germany, and I used to say, "Ich spreche kein Deutsch." And, it's like I hardly, nein ich spreche nicht Deutsch. I don't speak any German, but it sounds like a German saying to you in English, "No, Javier, I don't speak English." You're like, "Yes, you do. You just did. Yes, you do. You just did." So nobody would listen, right? But yeah, that's funny. Oh, so when is Mamadev? When is Islam fighting? Islam
29. 29.
29?
Against a good opponent to be named. Really good opponent.
Okay.
Well, you got to remember, Islam just beat the number one contender. Or wait a minute, didn't the guy just win the title? No, he didn't win the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the Pettis, not Pettis,
the guy that Islam just fought, the guy that was like the rubber man?
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Yeah. He just won his title against Benson Henderson. That's right. He beat Benson Henderson, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think he beat Benson Henderson, and now he's going to fight for the title. So Islam beat him, and now
he fell
Islam.
Behind. That was weird.
Islam's right behind. He's right behind. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Islam, but I'm expecting he's going to get a title fight after his next win. He should.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Here's a good one. So from Heavy Meadow Detective, What do you think about Rashad Evans fighting in the EFC?
I just saw Habib today, actually, and Rizvan, who's doing this, just told me about Rashad Evans, and I was like, "Oh, right, good idea." Yeah, he brings
Right?
eyeballs to the screen. You're asking me about it, so well, is Rashad Evans the right person to bring to fight in the EFC, the first USA show? Absolutely. You bring attention to the show. Yes, it's good. Is Rashad Evans, is he what? I don't know what he is, but I know he's got a name, and I know you're going to watch, and I know I'm going to watch because he creates interest. And guess what? Who knows? Maybe he's going to prove he's still got it. Or look, what about Tito Ortiz? What about all these guys that have fought, Chael Sonnen and all these guys, Vanderlei Silva, all these great ones, and Rashad Evans is a great one. He's one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time. So he's obviously is a good person to pick, to get attention, and he's definitely one of them. I'm sure there's many more. I'm sure he's not the only one.
Here's another one. Do you think if Oliveira wins this weekend, is it more likely that Makhachev will be preferred as Oliveira's next opponent than Gaethje?
No, I think it's already sold that it's going to be Gaethje. I think we talked about this is not a sport like a true sport. This is an entertainment sport, and it looks to me like it's going to be Gaethje. This going to be fighting for that title, and it looks like the winner between Islam and Benil is going to be next. So we'll see. We got to get a very tough. We got to get by a very, very, very tough opponent. So once we do that, then we'll see. But it's not going to be an easy fight. And if it is an easy fight, it's because we trained smart, we had the right strategy, and we were able to prevail. But by no means is this an easy fight. And even if it does look easy, it's not an easy fight because you have to train very hard, very smart for someone as good quality as he is.
Yeah, and that kind of like Rashad Nazir. You expect Islam and Benil are mirror type when it comes to fighting style. What do you think, and how are you preparing for it? I don't. Just my opinion. I don't think they're exact mirror, but I do see a lot of similarities in a general sense from a mile away view. But when you get closer, you see different details. What do you think?
Yeah, they're not mirror alike, to be honest with you. But they're both guys that can finish you on the stand up and the ground. That's for sure. So they have some similarities, but just my opinion. And again, this is my opinion. I think Islam has more attributes that are going to play to our advantage, and obviously, that's going to be shown on February 28th. That I'm correct, and that's the game plan that Habib and I are going to implement, and we will see if we're correct. So far, we've been correct on how he needs to fight, and I believe 100% that we will be correct again in how we need to overcome Benil, because Benil is somebody that you overlook him, you blink, he can finish you. So we cannot mistake any mistakes. Cannot make any mistakes.
He
In other
brings
words,
a unique perspective, right? I
yeah,
mean,
and he's a true professional. He's a true professional. I've never seen Benil spar with us. He's trained with us, so he's been in the training with us. So I've seen how he works. He works fantastic. But how he is in the cage or sparring, I don't know. I just know how good Islam is. Firsthand. I know how good Islam is. I don't know how good Benil is firsthand because I've never had him spar in front of me. He's been in the gym with us, but never sparring. He's done light work, grappling, this and that. That doesn't. You can't judge him by that. You cannot. It's too
right.
difficult to do. And anybody that thinks they can judge him, if they never seen him spar, then they're really not paying attention because how a person spars and how he trains, sometimes they're different, sometimes they're the same. So you can't think, well, I've seen him train, so not a problem. Well, you just don't know. They
You don't
do
know till the
things.
lights show up and you're
Yeah,
fighting in
they
front of
do
the
things.
crowd, and
And sometimes they're
right.
exactly what you say, and sometimes they're exact opposite. So, or in the middle, sometimes, hard to say.
It looks like your Latino friends are showing up, right? Now
Yeah,
from Paraguay too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Paraguay, yeah. Hola, profesor Exos, ¿de dónde Paraguay? Aquí alentamos a Habib Islam. Yeah. Bueno, gracias. I think they're saying that they're supporting Habib in Islam.
Very
Me
cool.
too.
Yeah, you too. Hey, Latin America's getting behind it. Good job. All March.
We're coming to AKA in January. We'll be coming in January. I'm in Dubai. They just came from Saudi Arabia. Islam is going back to Dagestan, and they'll be coming to San Jose in January. So camp starts January.
So interesting. Oliveira is the toughest matchup for Islam, in my opinion. Beneil might be the second best in terms of ground game.
You, sir, hit it on the nail.
Right?
I agree with you 150 million%. His toughest matchup is going to be Oliveira, hands down. That's my opinion too. So you are exactly correct. And your opinion is my opinion. Now, whether it's reality, we'll see. But you share my opinion. Divide.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. People are like, say hello. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, even more. Remember, is that what? Remember Holland?
Hollanda. Ray. Yeah. Hola, amigos. Recuerdo de Hollanda. Does that mean Holland?
That's what I was wondering. Holanda? I think
Holanda?
So. You can correct us, amigos.
Remember the Holanda. I think. I don't know. Is that Holland? Sí, amigos. Si es Holland, okay, yes. But if not, I don't know what Holanda is.
Oh, I don't know. I would guess it's Holland. In Italian, it would be Holland, but yeah, I could be wrong too. Let's see. When will you do interview fan questions with the fighters like you used to do? Remember how you used to like corner them and they get all mad and they do fan questions?
Yeah. Well, when I get back to fight camp, I will do that. I will start asking these guys fan questions. So, start sending them in, and I'll pick some good ones and I'll ask them the questions. And then, of course, they're not going to say no because it's me, but I'm not going to bug them too much because they're going to go, who are you? Are you Hob the coach or Hob the reporter? Because if you're the reporter, wait your turn.
What do we got here? What are some of the advantages that Islam has over Dariush? I guess you don't want to reveal anything, but is there anything in general? Secret sauce?
My opinion is I believe the one area versatility. I think we're better all the way around in so many different facets. The one area he has some real strengths, but versatility. I think we have more tools. We can go to more tools than he can.
Yeah. Well, good. New Zealand fan. See, she gets some love from that direction. Yeah, it says Islam's skills is too good for the top 5. That's a nice compliment.
Yes, a nice compliment, but now we have to prove it, right? I mean, I agree with him also. I believe that Islam's the uncrowned champ. I've said it. I back my words, and I know anything could happen. One punch. I mean, hey, listen, it's happened, 9+ fights ago when he took his first loss, when he went in against the Brazilian fighter. He stepped in, he got hit with a check lead hook, and got dropped. So, I'm sure we thought we were going to win that one too against Adriano Serrano, and we didn't. We got dropped. So it happens, and we come prepared. And Islam, he came prepared. We got dropped, and he came back, recuperated, and he's been devastated ever since. Except for the one fight, he did have a tough time when he was in Russia when he fought the really tough kid. I think he was 12-0, 11-0. I forgot the kid's name, but he was in Russia when he did that training. It was a really close fight, and that was his toughest fight to date. And that kid's still only lost us to Islam. I forgot his name. I don't know why I forgot his name. I should know his name because he's gonna be in there. He's coming.
Yeah, well, the guy.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't have the names. See, they got to give us a break. There's so many fights, so much data.
I know.
We don't remember phone numbers.
This is a guy that we should know because he should be top 5.
I'll look him up.
Yeah, he's really good, man. But he gave Islam his toughest fight. I know Islam was sick, but regardless, this guy's no joke.
I'll take a look. What do you think about this right here?
This is going to be our toughest fight. Jack Shore is a definite contender, And to me, this is a fight that's going to be for the person that's got the best potential to be the uncrowned champ. This Jack Shore is no joke. He's got everything. He's got submissions. He's got strikes. He's got fight strategy. He's got the whole bit, But I still, in my heart, I believe that I have the next Eagle champion, and it's going to be Umar. So at the end of the day, we're going to prevail, and I really believe that.
How's his health? He's doing good.
He's well, yeah. I mean, he's been training. He's been taking care of the knee, but he's going to be in full swing, and you can see from video he's training with the other coaches. Got great coaching in Dagestan, and yeah, no, he's going to be in good hands. He's in good hands now, and come fight time, he'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to go.
I think you were talking about Armin Sakarian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Armin.
Yes. That's someone to watch out for. That's a future prospect for us to not overlook, because we're going to see him again. I believe Islam will win the title, but I believe we will see Armin again. We will see him.
Here's a good question. Who's starting to make his name? Where is Gadzi?
Gadzi, he's going to be coming on January for his training. He's going to be fighting with Islam Mabadov. They're fighting in the same card.
That's in Bellator?
I believe so. I believe he is. I'll meet Habib tomorrow, so I'll know tomorrow. But I believe he is.
You haven't seen him in a little bit, have you?
Gadzi, I haven't seen him since his last fight. No.
So yeah, they're coming over there. Gadzi was kind of like sitting there in the back until he had that devastating knockout in Bellator. Now people know who Gadzi is. Like, he needed to make a statement.
He was always the gem. He was always the unturned guy. Because he was, honestly speaking, he did have issues with weight, and he was like stuck in a bad weight. He was too small for lightweight and too hard for him to cut to feather. So he's been stuck in a while. So hopefully everything's taken care of, and now he'll do well.
That's a good question. How does it feel to be loved around the world, Coach?
The last time I was in New Zealand, and Australia, it was kind of humbling to be walking down the street and college kids would come up to you and know who you are and want pictures and et cetera, et cetera. So it's a humbling experience, and I've yet to take it for granted. No matter who approaches, I've never refused anybody. There's only one thing that happened to me, and just recently here in Dubai, where a fan came up to me, and he come up to me while I'm eating Barack's, and he says, "Oh, blah blah blah, can I take a photo?" I go, "Sure, absolutely." So I take a photo. Then he comes the second time. "Can you say hello to my friend?" I said, "Okay." And I can't pronounce names. You know how I did Darush Benil, so you know how stupid I am.
You just made a new one.
So he asked me to say hello to his name, this friend, and I said, "Okay, I did." And he comes the second time, and he asked me to say hello to somebody else. The third time, I'm sorry. And I said, "Okay, hello, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so." Okay. Then he comes for the fourth time to ask me to say hello to somebody else. I said hello to somebody else. And he goes, "Can you tell him you love him?" And I just looked at him. I said, "No." And then that's the first time I've ever actually been rude to a fan. I said, "No."
Yeah. Like also know your limits. Javier's not a well.
I mean, yeah, I was like,
right.
Yeah,
and no one would like it done to them. Nobody would.
I just couldn't. I love you. It's like come on. And I mean, I was, and all my guests that were with me at Barack's were looking at me, and I said, "No, you can't be mad at them for that." I just couldn't say something like "love you." That's just, I don't know. I don't know. You use that word too loosely. I just don't like using that word.
Here's some coaching for us, I guess. So, have you noticed that most of Dariush's losses have come when he's been pressured early and forced to make a mistake, like Alexander Hernandez and Chiesa, etc.? I don't know if you've even paid attention yet, or you noticed it earlier.
No, I've watched them fight, and he has folded under the pressure situations, but who knows if he's overcome that or not. I mean, it's hard to say, but yes, 100%. I have noticed that with both of them. I've mentioned, Chelsea and Alexander. I've noticed that, but that was then. This is now. It's just like 9 fights ago, you could say, hey, Islam's so easy, blah, blah, blah. Look what happened. Well, yeah, he made a mistake. He got caught, and
Yeah.
I'm just saying those things happen. People get better. And, these guys are both in their prime. Islam's barely 30. And Benil, what is he, 32?
I think
I
something
think
like
he's
that. They're not
32.
too far apart, I don't think.
Yeah, he's not too far apart. So he's kind of in his prime too, and he's on a roll, and he's got a great coach, great humble coach, and great school, great gym, long history, Um, man, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge that I feel that we are going to overcome, because if I can't overcome this challenge, why am I talking all this about he's the uncrowned champ?
Right,
Because I
right.
mean it. He's going to be the next champ, but it's a challenge. You have to respect the fighters that you're going to conquer. Because if you don't, you're not going to conquer them. If you don't
Right.
respect them, you're not going to conquer them. You have to respect them, because if you don't respect them, that means you won't train hard for them. So Benio is highly respected. So there'll be intense training because of the nature of the opponent he's fighting.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to. You have to.
What was this next question? I think we just had this one. Did we just look at this one? Yeah, that was the same one. Okay, here we
You just
go.
getting old, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm getting old. Hey, do you think T Wood will put the pressure on YouTube Kid next fight? We're talking about the YouTube boxing.
Well, let's put it this way. The plan. I haven't spoken to BJ or Jacob, but before that fight even happened, the plan was that T Wood, he doesn't like dangerous situations. So if you remember, he had Jake on the roll. He had him rolling. And he had him going. Then T Wood got hit with the left hook, and he stopped his momentum. Had he continued with the pressure and how he was throwing, multiple punches, who knows what the outcome would have been? It sure looked like it was going to be his favor. If he's able to manage that and not get caught, or stop his momentum, or get caught and continue to go with it, because he's got a hell of a chin. So he can take a hell of a punch. He just has to continue to come forward. And how much confidence did the YouTube kid, as you call him, get from that last fight? Because he's never been in front of that many people in his whole entire life. So it must have scared the living hell out of him. And people don't understand that there was a lot of pressure on him being fighting it, because he's fought before, right? But he's never fought in front of that big of a crowd. And being an ex-champion myself, it's scary as hell. It's not a fun feeling knowing that your nerves go right out of you before you even get in the damn ring. So if you don't stay relaxed and calm, you can shoot your wad in the locker room and not realize, and you go out there half the shell of the person you were. So who knows how Jake is going to come out, or who knows how T Wood's going to come out, because number one, this is short notice. I just heard about it this morning. That the other Tyson Fury's brother, he had a rib injury, and he got an infection.
right.
So he had to pull out. Rightfully so. I mean, that's the right call. And those things happen. And does T Wood have a definite chance of stopping him? Yes. Does he have a chance of getting stopped himself? Not likely, but that could happen too, because Jake Paul hits really hard. Who do I favor? I think I'm favoring Jake Paul slightly, not as much as the last one, just slightly, because I think T Wood is going to come out more swinging and doing what he needs to do. So slightly Jake Paul, not overwhelming. Unless and then also too, got to remember, money talks, and T Wood just signed for an extra $500K if he knocks him out. Well, money's a big motivator.
It's a
So
motivator.
you
Yeah.
couldn't ask for anything more to motivate him. And he just before that fight even happened, he was talking about how he's going to fight so many different sports, and he's a celebrity, and he's a real fighter, and he learns from his mistakes, and let's see how much he learned, and that's why. I'm just slightly. Last time I was more than slightly on Jake's side. Now I'm very. As a matter of fact, the more I think about it, depending on how T Wood comes out and fights, this could very well go T Wood's side if he's not. The Jake is overconfident, or underconfident. Either way, it depends on T Wood. If he comes out a different version or a better version of last time, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Good question here. Will Habib be present from the beginning to the end of Islam's camp next month?
Habib is going to be as present as he can. He has so many obligations, but he will definitely be there, like he is. He's always going to be with me. We discussed it many a times that he can never leave me alone with those guys. He has to be with me at all times with them. But when he has to take off to do business, because he has many businesses now, he will do that. But his priority come fight week is to be with us. So he will be with us in and out through the camp or throughout the whole camp. It all depends on what he can accomplish being in our area, So but I will be 100% there. The only time I will leave camp is for Islam's fight, and I think it's Arizona. I'll be gone for maybe a day or two. That's it. But I'll be staying. I'll be staying home with all the other guys, Umar and Tahir, and Zubaira and all those guys. I have to. Those are guys are my priority, along with some of my other AK guys that I have at home.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, a lot of places, one coach, but it's a team of coaches. You guys work. It's a team with a team. That's kind of how it works, right?
Yeah, I'm not the only coach. God,
Right,
no.
right.
My head jiu-jitsu coach is Ron Kessler, and I have Cain Velasquez comes in and helps all the time now. I've been told Clint Cornell, he's there helping. Hector Fernandez, he's always helping. And also Tomas Diagni, he's a striking coach, and when he comes and helps the team. I have a lot of coaches. It's just not me. If it was just me, how the heck can we do well? And I'm in Dubai. I haven't trained anybody though. I haven't trained anybody in almost for a month now. So
yeah, you have no time to podcast. Too busy.
yeah,
coaching,
yeah. So no,
right?
I have great coaching, and in Dagestan, they probably got the greatest assortment of coaches and fighters you ever see. If you guys went to Dagestan and you went in the training room there, you wouldn't know who's who and what's what. You'd going, who's good, who's not. They're all good. That's why you're gonna go, wow. Who's gonna dominate these guys? Honestly, I'm sorry, but what they have going over there, it's going to be hard to compete. Habib's team, Eagle, Abdulmanap's gym over there is got some killers, man. And you don't even know about these guys. No one knows about these guys yet, but they're coming. They are coming. Within a year or two, everybody's going to start talking big about best camp in the world is in Dagestan. Everybody talks about now American top team, Greg Jackson's, ATT, Stanford MMA, all those guys, Henry Cejudo's gym, all those gyms are getting all the love. But real soon, very, very, very soon, the love's going to be switching around, and there's going to be a lot of love coming to Dagestan, Abdulmanap's gym. You watch, guaranteed. You heard it here. You're going to be saying that, and
like people used to go to Brazil, and now they'll go to Dagestan.
well, it's they have so many fighters now. They don't need anybody to go over there. But I'm just telling you that you're going to see some of the greatest fighters coming out of that region from that gym.
Here's the thing: Hazmat versus Adesanya. Who do you pick? See, you like Adesanya.
I like Adesanya, and Hamzat is got the wrestling pedigree that Adesanya has proven to have a weakness. But I also happen to think that fight is not close to even coming to fruition, because they said 170 is Hamzat's weight, and they're going to conquer that first. So let's wait and see what happens there. Hamzat will have more experience by the time that comes, but right now, the experience in the grappling, it's going to be one of those things where Hamzat has to take him down, and he definitely can take him down, but he can definitely get caught too. It's experience, so I don't know. I'd have a hard time betting against Hamzat. So, but since they won't fight right now, I'm not betting against him, so I'm not going on either side on this one.
You're going to go to Switzerland. You're going to go to Switzerland with.
I'm going to Switzerland on this one because Hamzat's a tough person to vote against, in my opinion, based on myself seeing him in person work out, and what a incredible specimen of an athlete he is, and from my observation, and this is when he was just barely out of COVID, and I watched him train, and he was training with Latifi, and then doing the bag and doing this, and he was a machine, man. And then after I watch him being so impressed with them, then I hear he wants to retire because of the COVID thing. So I guess he was struggling, but the way I watched him train, I was blown away. He was amazing. He's amazing. So I can imagine what he looks like now. So, but again, experience is experience, and he'll have to get by, the champ at 170, and then they'll go up in weight. So ideally, that's what I think is going to happen. We'll just see who the UFC puts up against him, and what fighter will want to go up against him. I don't know. Maybe Leon Edwards. Who knows?
Not a lot of hands raised.
Neil Magny, I don't know.
Neil Magny's raising his hand. He is.
Is he?
That's true. Yeah, he's like, come on, you forget about me.
Neil Magny should go. They should go put him with Neil Magny. But the UFC, you know how the UFC works, right? They're trying to get the biggest bang for the buck, and Neil Magny is not going to be the biggest sell. So someone like Nate Diaz is a big sell. But for Nate Diaz, what does that do for him?
Right. You don't want to go out.
Nate Diaz is a very smart
monster. Yeah. He needs to take a classic guy fight.
Nate Diaz is a very smart fighter. Very smart. You're not going to use him for nobody. He's going to say, hey, whatever. I'll sit it out. Go let him fight somebody else. I've done my tour of duty. His thing is like, give me the fights that the fans want to see. Give me Conor. Give me whoever. Right. Give me whatever again,
Cowboy,
whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Give me not Cowboy, but you know what I'm saying. He wants those. He's not going to be nobody's stepping child, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't be anybody's stepping child. Nate Diaz knows how to handle his career. He's been doing fantastic at it, and he'll continue to be fantastic at it. And if you don't think I'm correct, you tell me, who do you know makes the kind of money he makes and has never won the UFC title? I'm waiting to hear. Tell me.
He's a type of show. He's a type of show.
There's never won the UFC title. You tell me the kind of money that man makes, and you tell me if he's not doesn't know what he's doing. You do tell me. If you can give me a big name or a couple names, then okay, I'll bow down to you. But you go ahead and tell me who makes more money that hasn't won a UFC title.
This is a good question. Is this the guy we had kickboxing the other day? Because I can't keep up. Your team's so big. Plus, you're meeting.
Ahmed, he is definitely. I haven't heard about him. I know he was training. He's been in contact with me. He's definitely a team member. If the team votes him in, he's 100% in. So I'm assuming he's training there. So I'm assuming yes, he's a new member, and he fights for ONE FC in the 135-pound division. And I'm curious to see how well he'll do.
See, we knew the fans would make this show. They have interesting questions. Look at this one. Would you rather let Islam fight Conor or fight for the title? Good question. I wouldn't even think to ask that.
Well, being that I don't want anything to do with that guy, that's Islam's choice. I'll abide with whatever Islam wants, but I don't care to talk about the other guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is Islam coming to? Is Hezbollah coming to the States?
I don't know. He's in such high demand that the states have to pay him a lot of money. He ain't coming for free. He's very expensive.
Let's see. What is this? Christian Lee. One's Christian Lee said that he's ready to take on Habib. Will Habib fight Christian Lee? Is this one over in the Asian promotion over in?
I don't know, and it would be insulting for me to
speak on behalf of Habib.
I don't know Christian Lee. It's sad to say, but I don't know any ONE FC guys, hardly any of them at all. So, and for me to put any of them with Habib he's retired. I mean, there's nobody that's gonna change his mind at the present time, and I'll never even talk to Habib about it. So I don't know. I don't know who Christian Lee is. So being the fact that I don't know who he is, and he's probably a champion at ONE FC or something, and that'll be very bad on me because no, it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I couldn't tell you any of the champions other than Arjun Bueller, which is my guy. But he's trained in Canada, but he's the only one I know whose name I really know that's a champion at at ONE FC. So they're mostly Middle East, Asia region known
Yeah,
show.
a
They're
lot
not.
of Thai fighters and
Yeah,
different Asian countries. I mean,
a
badass
lot of
guys. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of hardcore people know them. I'm not as hardcore as I used to be.
What about the comments Eugene
Eugene,
German made?
oh well, Eugene, you know what? It's like, Eugene's a great guy. He's a great coach, great humble guy. He states his opinion, and you know what? He's entitled to his opinion. And like I said before, I think kind of the interviewer said stuff that kind of got him to go sway one way or another. But I've also seen another interview where somebody sent it to me, and he elaborated more on the topic, and he fully acknowledges that his guys are more and never have been humble, and he also acknowledges that those are the things that are required to get fights, is to not be as humble, to ask. But I just don't think again, he's really followed Habib's career
Right.
like he needs to, because Habib has always been boisterous about fighting, like all the comments, all the taglines he's had. Habib's made a lot of comments, and I think Eugene is a great coach, and I think he's a great human being, and I can tell he's a very humble guy. So to me, and one of the things that, even if he wasn't a humble guy, Eugene is staying within the code. Don't talk about family. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about wives. Don't talk about girlfriends. And he's doing all that, country, religion. Eugene is staying within the borders of free game. So if he attacked me, if he attacked Habib, it's okay. It's all free game.
Mm-hmm.
So Eugene is, to me, it's all good. It's all good when you do that. And he's done none of the no nos. Everything he's done is his opinion. And you know what? His opinion means, for him, is his opinion, just like my opinion. When we fought Dan Hooker, I felt we were going to win, and obviously he felt they had a chance to win. Well, that was his opinion. That was my opinion. Let the fighters fight. See what happens. But by no means is do I take any disrespect on anything he's ever said. He has never said anything to me that's been disrespectful. He said things that kind of had me questioning. Like I was confused, but not disrespectful and not out of line. Eugene has never been out of line, in my opinion, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I said that right. And the first time we addressed this, that he didn't really say anything that's going to get me like, oh, you this and that. No, he's a great guy, he's a great coach. Obviously, look what they're doing.
I like this question. What does divide mean?
Let's
Means
go,
go.
let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. You see a guy grappling like divide, divide when you're on the cage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, let's go, let's go.
Oh my gosh. He did an interview. There's all these. I'm looking at see what good question is. Somebody asked, did you guys run into Hazmat at the last fight when Islam was fighting? Did they like run into each
Yes,
other?
yes. I went and I shook his hand and I said hello 2 times, and he came to me. He came to me at the hotel when I was at the house. He shook my hand when I was sitting down. Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Coach. What is your impression seeing Hazmat? If you believe you have committed on it, if you already did previous episodes. Oh yeah. Well, we didn't really talk in depth. I don't think about that. Did you see that momentary fight? It's kind of like Islam. It's like one, two, three,
Yeah.
but
It's
even faster.
that was like what the Bambi that I witnessed that. It's like, I mean, I'm not like that, but with the fighter is much better than that. But Hamzat's just that good. I mean, and his after fight things is, he's just a fun guy to watch, and he's a beast, man. He's a killer. He's a killer. We'll see how well he does as he continues to go. I have also watched him on a wrestling with one of those guys, Jack Hermanson or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Hermanson, I think. Well, they
I
had a
think so. They
wrestling
were
match recently, right?
wrestling match. So in the wrestling match, you saw his dominance, but it wasn't greatly dominant. It was dominant, but it wasn't greatly dominant. You saw him get a little tired. So you add the quality of the champ, who's a much better wrestler. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait and see. Fight's a fight. Wrestling is wrestling. So you can't judge wrestling. If you can judge wrestling by how good you fight, then Justin Gaethje should have whooped the hell out of Habib, because he
Right.
was training with the world best 6-time world champion. Jordan Burroughs. So if that's how you judge it, which I'm not, that's why I said when people told me, do I fear the fact that he's going with Jordan Burroughs? I go, no, it's wrestling. They're not doing MMA. Khabib, I said, was the best I've ever encountered in MMA wrestling. And I still hold by that. The best ever in MMA.
Let's see
MMA wrestling.
if Habib continued fighting, do you think his hardest matchup would have been Charles Oliveira at lightweight?
No.
Who do you think it would have been? It's hard to compute that one.
Yeah, it just destroys everybody. I don't know. It's a tough one for me to say, oh, this guy would have given him a tough fight, because I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just being too biased, and I love him too much, and I've been with him, and I've seen how mentally strengthened. I just think there's nobody in the lightweight division that I ever seen that could give him a fight. I'm sorry. It's my opinion.
Here's a question: since you're in Dubai, will you attend the F1 final race, the racing car race?
I think you got to be a big celebrity to attend those, and I'll take the fifth on that one. I don't think anybody's invited me. I don't think I would go anyways, to be honest with you.
Just an event, right?
It's a bunch of noise, and I heard it's just a bunch of people getting together and this and that.
It's a good social outing is what it is. How would you rate Islam's mental toughness compared to Habib's? Because Habib's was invincible because of mental toughness and confidence. Good question.
I would say Islam's confidence is super high. You know, his invincibility because of his mental confidence. I don't think there's anybody in the world that's ever comes close to Habib, in my opinion. So Habib is in a class all by himself. I've never seen anybody that can put him in that class, and I won't put anybody in his class because that's just my feeling. But Islam compares to that of any champion, and that's why I believe he's going to be a champion. But Habib's, I'm sorry, the word keeps coming to me when someone talks to me like this is Habib's comments were, "Coach, my toe may be broken, but my mental is not." And at that particular time, I didn't even care who he fought or if he just got off the couch. Those words alone told me that he was going to win at all costs. And I can't say that about anybody else, my guys that I've ever trained, but I can say that about him.
You're not a matchmaker, but people are like hitting you up on Hazmat because there's some kind of affiliation. It's like similar wrestling style, being from, a general close area to Dagestan.
I'd like to see him with Neil Magny, because if he can destroy Neil Magny like he does everybody else, then everybody better be okay. Dana White said it, and now he's proven it, because Neil, beat him or not beat him, he's a tough out for anybody. And if you can do to him what you've done to everybody else, man, okay, hats off. Everybody's gonna, nobody's going to want a piece of him until he becomes the champ. Then everybody's going to want a piece of him. Because remember, when you're the champion, everybody wants you. But when you're too dangerous and you can get eliminated for fighting the title, nobody wants you.
Yeah.
So right now, he would be one of the guys that the top 5 guys don't want nothing to do with. But people like Neil Magny, they're willing to take the chance. For him, it's a good move. But for top 5 guys, it's not a good move.
This guy wants to take. He's like, come on, come to the Formula One races. Yeah, you should pick up Coach. Hit me up at akafanquestions@gmail. Maybe I'll put you in touch with Coach. He said you must attend. Everyone's going to be there. It's kind of funny. Buenas noches, grande Habib. Hey, buenas noches, amigo. Let's see. Would you let Islam? No. We don't want to go back into that. Oh, here it is. Coach, is there an AKA in UAE?
No, there's going to be a Habib gym in the UAE. It's first one's in Abu Dhabi. I think it's called Location. Location is going to have Habib's image, and it's going to be state-of-the-art gym. And I believe it's coming to Dubai next, and then all over the world. They're going to build Habib gyms.
Yeah.
Yeah. First one is Abu Dhabi. It's in the works. It's coming close.
Okay, this is fun. Are you aware of what's going on? Like how Dana caught the vid and then he went and used the Joe Rogan protocol to get healthy?
Well, Dana's not a bullshitter about anything. So Dana said what he felt, and Dana doesn't lie about that. And I've heard too many other friends say the same thing. I mean, in my situation, I had COVID. I've been vaccinated twice. with the Chinese version when I was in Abu Dhabi. And then when I came to the States in June, I had the Moderna, and then I got COVID. And my symptoms was just so slight. It was ridiculous. I only had a slight headache. So who knows how bad I was going to be. I had a lot of people call me and tell me, hey, take the, ivermectin and blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, I'm not getting worse. I don't feel bad. I go, if I get worse, yeah. And trust me, had I gotten worse I would have had that stuff sent over in a heartbeat. But because I didn't get it bad, I had a free choice. I made the choice to write it out. And all I did was take Advil and the headache went away. So, but I was stuck in my room 14 days. So do I think what Joe Rogan saying is correct? Absolutely, 100%. I have too many people, friends of mine that I know personally, that are stand-up guys, say the same. But it's free choice to me. It's believe what I say, or don't believe what I say. You have a choice to not believe and call me whatever you want. It's okay, because I got vaccinated too.
Right.
And I believe in making my own choices too. And I also believe that my antibodies are so high now that I don't need anything for it now. Before, look, listen, when I got my first test, they told me my antibodies were 102, and it was way above normal, and I was fine. Then 6 months later, I was told my antibodies were really low. I better take another shot. So I took another shot. So I'm sure my antibodies were getting to 100 something. Okay. Now I get the COVID, and people I've talked to, friends of mine that I've talked to, said that their antibodies rose up to 1,800.
Wow.
1,800. And then another person, he told me that he knows of, he got COVID after being vaccinated. His antibodies was 2,000. So
Yeah.
my suggestion is, those that have had it, COVID, test your antibodies and make a decision, but then again, the rules are going to state that it's going to be mandatory. So, I mean, you still have a decision to make, on what you want to do or what you don't want to do. But I mean, unfortunately, they're going to push you to do things. And if you want to travel, you're going to have to be vaccinated. And well, you can say no, but how are you going to get through that? How are you going to get through the airport? How are you going to get through traveling? If you're a traveling salesman, how are you going to go? I mean, it's unfortunate, because there is people that have died as a result of the shots, not a lot, but, and it's an unfortunate situation. There's really, I'm no expert on any of it, but, I just know that what I did, if I had to do it all over again, I'm sorry, I'd do it all over again. I'd take the shots, but if I got COVID, then I wouldn't hesitate. If it was worse than what I got, I would not hesitate to take that. But again, that's my choice.
Right. Let's see. Coach, what do you think about Dominic Cruz's comments about fighters who retire undefeated not challenging themselves enough? I'm like, come on, man. Hey, you're not challenging yourself enough. You retired 30 years ago.
Somebody just, to me, that is somewhat trying to explain his situation. You're not in Habib's shoes. He's not in your shoes. So, who are you to say, that he didn't challenge himself? Who are you to say? He's not. He can't talk about you. You shouldn't talk about him. Let him do what he did. You do what you do. And he was a very, very good champion, and he had very hardship. He had a lot of hardships with injuries, and he pushed through a lot of those barriers to even come back the way he did. So I applaud him for that. But your comments are your comments. Just like Habib, he has his opinion. People don't like his opinions. They voice their opinions. Well, obviously, he doesn't really, although I don't think he addressed that he was talking about Habib, but I think everybody knows how many.
They make that assumption.
Yeah, it's a very good assumption he was talking
very
about.
Very small club to be talking about, right? A very small niche.
Like zero?
Right? Yeah.
What is it, zero?
Who else has done that? Who else? Yeah,
no one else has done that.
GS. Well, no, he's not undefeated.
No, there's nobody. He's the only one. And
Right.
everybody's lost. He's the only one that's never lost. So
Right.
he's only talking about him. And my saying is, you don't know what he's challenged. You don't know what he went through. Just like we don't know what you went through. So those are just, fighters are fighters. They fight inside with their words. They fight with their fists. They fight with their actions. And he's a fighter. He's a
Right.
fighter, and it's okay to voice his opinion. We don't have to agree with it. I definitely don't agree with it. 100%. I don't agree with it.
So let's see. Do you help EFC, US to find new fighters for their promotion? What are you involved with that? You don't really mess around with the Eagles too
And
much.
I have zero involvement with them. That's Habib, Rizvan, and all the other great staff that they have with Shamil. Shamil is the president. I don't no. I don't have any. I may talk to Habib here and there, and if he asks my opinion, I give him my opinion. But no, that's their thing.
This is a good one. Are there any plans that you share how to train the minds, aka Eagles team, to be such great athletes? Like, what are your elements that you use to train people, the mental game? What are some of the things?
That's that. To be honest with you, that's such a hard thing
It's not
to really
easy.
talk about because there's so many variables, and if you have a couple of years to to sit and listen, then I guess we can explain that. But it I can tell you this: the key is getting a fighter to channel into his wants, his beliefs, his desires. And if you can get that, then you can almost get him to do everything he needs to do. And it has to be within reason. It has to be truth. You got to say truth about this individual. You cannot make, it's like, for instance, you can't tell this person, hey, you can squat 2,000 pounds and not injure yourself. Let's do it. Let's do it. And you're only 145 pounds. And so you put him under there, and all of a sudden he snaps in two. Because you gave him an unrealistic mindset. Whereas if you give him realistic mindsets, then you feed on that and you keep improving on that. There's so many different variations and ways to do that. You have to observe that fighter. You have to observe their strengths and their weaknesses, and then you have to make them, not make them. I'm sorry, wrong word. To make is not the right word. You have to get them to believe in themselves, and if they believe in themselves, they will have the confidence to believe in you. And if they don't believe in you, they'll have the confidence to question you. And if you have a question for them and you want them to do something, and they have a question as to why are they doing this, and that, and you can't explain it correctly, then they need to understand that they can't be doing those things if the coach can't explain to them why these things are good, beneficial for them. Those are
That is
some of the ways. There's so
that.
much. There's so much, and you hit on a really really good topic that people don't fully understand. And listen, my secret is no secret, but it's how I've been able to been so fortunate is I've had the fortunate of having athletes that I've been able to connect with, and that's why I have so many champions throughout my whole life, and I will continue to make more champions as long as my mental strength is there, where my desire is there to keep improving on the minds of the up and coming fighters that I have, and my desire is still there. And as long as it's still there, I will continue to help bring more champions. And it's mental. It's mental, and it's not my technique. I'm not the greatest technician. I can't even teach you how to grapple. So, what good
It's
am I
like
there?
a. Is it because you were a fighter, you were a champion, you understand some kind of hidden language of a guy in the cage, a guy in the ring? Is that something that you think it is?
It has something to do with that, but that's not the whole picture.
No.
Because if that was it, there's so many fighters that have done the same. But why can't they duplicate it? Because it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's like sports psychology at the highest level, you know. And yeah, that's something I've been fortunate enough to be able to explore with my fighters and get them to believe in themselves. Okay, let me give you, for instance, what I'm talking about. So we'll move further on this. And one of my fighters, way back in 2006 or seven, Josh Koscheck. He was an Ultimate Fighter. He was doing great, this and that, and he was doing well in his fights. And he was going to get to the point where he was going to fight Chris. Uh, Shoot, what's his name? Chris. Uh,
It's a long
Forgot
time
his
ago.
last name. He was a boxer. He had a lot of
Hmm.
boxing. And I told him,
Was
I
it
said,
Lieben? Wasn't Chris
Chris, no,
Lieben?
not Chris Lieben. No, it was another Chris. He was a boxer. And I told him, I said, we want to wrestle with this guy, take him down. And he goes, no, he didn't listen to me. He goes, no, I'm not. I'm gonna wrestle. I'm not wrestling. I'm just gonna stand up with him. And I said, no, it's not a good move. You can't do that. He goes, I go, we don't have a good chance with him in the stand up. No. You watch, you'll see. I said, no, don't. And then he wouldn't listen to me. So I wasn't about to force him to listen to me because he wasn't budging. So what I did is when he was outside one day, I went and I dropped his boxing record on his lap, right? I showed him his boxing record. And he just looked at me and he goes, okay. So he understood why I said, we don't stand with this guy, because his boxing record, I think he was like 20 something and one, something like that. He had a really good boxing record. I don't know why I don't remember his name. He's a good fighter. But anyway, so Koscheck went in, he grappled with him, took him down, this and that. At the very, very end, he decided to stand with him. For that short period of time he stood with him, he got cracked. And his comment was, damn, I'm sure glad I didn't listen to. I listened to what you said because that would not have been good for me. Shoot, I forgot his name though. Look him up.
Chris Lytle.
There you go.
That's
Chris Lights Out Lytle. Yeah. Why did I? You screwed me up when you said leave it, and I go, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, you don't want to stand with him either, anyways.
Well, yeah, with Chris Lieben, you don't want to stand with him either. Even if you think you got him, they'll take you out. No, Chris Lieben is one of those guys that takes a hell of a shot and comes from when he's hurt, he hurts you. So I like non-risky fights, and I thought that Lytle was too risky, and so Koscheck acknowledged at the very end. So that's one way. That's a good illustration of how you start working on the mind. And there's a lot more, but that's just one.
Well, we've got this question. What do you think about all the sports moving to the Middle East, like how they're growing things around Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the racing cars, the sports teams at cricket, the MMA, World Cup, boxing, you name it. Must be exciting. It's like another sports capital of the world.
Yeah, they're Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi has like 250,000 jiu-jitsu participants. They go from elementary to junior to all schools, all military. Police force. They all mandatory jiu-jitsu, and they have 250,000 students in Abu Dhabi, not Dubai, just Abu Dhabi. That tells you how great they're doing there, and they will continue under the great leadership of Palm Sports, which is led by Abdulmanam, who's just the best. And then they have the UA Warriors, which is the best show in the Middle East by Fahd Darwish, who's just incredible brother. And like I said, brother is a term of endearment more here. So yeah, he's a brother, and Abdulmanam's a brother also.
Say, is Habib a better wrestler, grappler than Islam? Interesting. We've had this question, I think, before. They're different styles, aren't they?
Well, I'll just say this: I've never met anybody better than Habib, and for his weight as a grappler, he's the best ever. So
that's a good answer. Let's talk about the fights this weekend. So we've got Oliveira facing off, against Poirier, who was once an opponent of Habib. Habib never fought Oliveira. Oliveira's very good on the ground, and he's got knockout. He went bang for bang with Mr. Bellator over there, Chandler. I mean, he stood and banged with another banger and knocked him out. So, how do you think this is going to go? Do you think he's trickier? He's different? What do you think about this, defending his belt?
That's a very exciting fight. To be honest with you, it's a pick'em fight, and Oliveira is, man. I mean, he's on a great win streak, and he's been destroying people. I mean, his toughest fight, he had a tough fight with Chandler, but then Chandler was destroying him. Then he turned the tables on him, so he's able to come back from adversity. Dustin did the same thing. He's able to come back from adversity. He's done it many a times. So you can't look at a fight with any of these guys and think, oh, he's winning. Then all of a sudden, the next round, the other guy kicks his butt. So that's what you can expect from this fight. You can expect, I don't know, I would say it's. I don't see how this fight could be boring. Let's put it that way. That's what I think. That's exactly what I think. I don't see how this fight could be boring.
There's some good fights on this card. I mean, Rolian Pavia versus Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley gets a lot of attention, like a Diaz. He's got his own special brand. He's real popular. You know, any picks on that fight there?
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
He's just so good, Sean O'Malley.
And then you get Kai Kara France against Cody Garbrandt.
Cody, that's a tough one. I think they can both knock each other out. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I think Kai's probably got the better chin, but I think Cody might hit harder, might be faster. So I don't know. I don't really know.
Then Jafniel Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Not sure. Santiago kind of strikes me as coming back, so it might be Santiago, but I don't know.
Amanda Nunes. Let's see. Is this a hard guess, Juliana?
No, don't even say anymore. She's just the best ever.
Yeah, the dominator, huh?
Juliana's a true princess warrior. So, I mean, if anybody can get an upset, she's one that could, but I just don't know if she can.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the card coverage. Is it pretty late over there right now?
1:24 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you get going to bed here. So basically, what I'm seeing is somebody agreed with you on the protocol, on the Joe Rogan protocol. Someone said yes, it works. They've tried it. So.
Well, it's like to each your own. But you know what? Like I'm not joking. There's no way in hell I'm going to listen to doctors when so many people that I know have used ivermectin plus the other things and it's worked. Listen to your friends. Listen to people that are close to you. Seriously, why would your best friend or someone that's really close to you lie to you? And he said, "I've done it, bro." Versus you listen to somebody in the news. Who are you going to believe? It's like, seriously, be thinking about that. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the news? Or are you going to believe somebody that you personally known for 15 years, 20 years, and he tells you he took it and it worked, saved his ass? What are you going to belive?
He hired medical professionals.
No, bro, I'm going to do that. Well, if you do, then that's your choice. That's your choice. But don't not discount their opinions. If their opinions have proven, if you know them to be stand-up people. Like if I told you I took ivermectin and it helped me and I cured it, then if you know me, as long as you've known me, why would I lie to you? If you know, and I'm not talking about the fans because I could lie to the fans, but if you know me and I tell you, what are you going to say? Well, Hob, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to Joe Biden or I'm going to listen to Donald Trump.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. That's your choice. But my thing is I'm going to listen to somebody that I know that's close to my heart, because that's my life. That's my life. And I'm going to make my decision based on the people that I want to hear. And I'll listen to the news too. But if I have someone that, like, let's say my own brother tells me he did it and he saved his life, I'm not going to listen to my brother. I'm going to listen to the medical experts. Okay, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I'm going to listen to my brother if he took it and he told me it worked. But I've had people that are that close to me that have taken it and it cured them. So, but again, it was my choice. Shots too. It was my choice, and I did. And do I regret it? No, it didn't hurt me. And will I take a shot again? Probably, but I wish I don't have to because I think my antibodies are really high.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, it's true. It's like the reason I think that Dana was definitely going to put it out there if it happened to him, and with as many people as he's around, he's going to catch it eventually. It's inevitable. He's around thousands of people. You know what I mean?
Well, then why is Dana gonna, look at what President Trump got it too? I mean, he got it within a couple of days. He's out of it too. He did the same thing. Everybody that's done it, how can all these people conspiracy? How can they be lying? I'm just saying, just don't listen to everybody. Listen to your close friends. That's all I'm saying. Look, if I listened to Dana and I didn't know Dana, and I listened to all these other people, I didn't know them, and my best friend tells me, no, don't do that, bro. Do this. I'm going to listen to my friends. I'm not going to listen to Dana or Joe Rogan because I don't know them that well. I'll listen to somebody I personally know that's done it for sure.
Right. That makes sense. Let's see. Justin, who's going to win this weekend? Who are you calling? Which way are you leaning the most? Let's say.
Whoever makes the first mistake.
Right?
Yeah.
Styles, strength and weakness. I mean, what do you think Dustin has over Charles and vice versa?
Durability with Dustin, explosiveness, length, and submission, devastating submissions, Oliveras.
Yeah. I don't doubt Oliveras. I mean, and I know Dustin's a stud, so it's really hard to call. I want to watch to find out. I can't give you my instinct
Yeah.
feelings. If I had to put money to it, someone sitting there with a gun to my head, I might be able to give you a different answer. I just
Yeah.
can't get my
Unfortunately
brain
for me, I won't be watching it. I'll be sleeping.
Oh, you'll be sleeping? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so
We're
everything's
12
good.
hours difference. I'm not gonna, my sleep's more important. And before I would have, but nah, I'm sleeping. I'll listen
Yeah.
to the news or whatever.
Well, we're gonna thank you for coming on, Hav. This was a good little cast. We got it to work. I'm just happy that it even worked. It's too bad we didn't have a better time to announce it, say, hey, fan questions, but next time we'll try to give you a heads up, people. It's good to talk about the fights coming up and everything. Anything else to add, Javier?
IMXpowers.com. I import export business. IMXpowers.com. If you guys want great service, great work, contact us. But hey, I'm just, my partner does all the work. She's great at it. I've never done the business, but we're actually doing really well with the business and can always use more though.
That's your new business that you have in Dubai, import export
Yeah,
business, right?
with my partner Ufa. She's the talent. I'm the mouth. But I don't do the action. I just do the mouth.
You do the Tonight Show, the talking.
Yeah, I'm the talker. Ufa does the work, and she does all the intelligent stuff. I just do the easy stuff. I talk.
Oh my gosh. Well, Coach, get some good rest. Thank you for coming on at 1 something in the morning. People don't realize that, we're not in a little studio like the lucky guys. Hey, we got a cool studio. We're always at different parts of the world when we do
Yeah.
this. I think
Oh,
I've done
really?
one with you in San Jose and I was in Spain, with you in Dagestan while I was in California. We've done it a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Javier.
All right,
I'll be
buddy.
putting this up. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody. Like and subscribe. Thank you for your time.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.